Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take interesting sources, pull out the key nuggets, and help you feel really well informed. Today, we're looking at some advice for men over 60. It comes from a YouTube channel called Senior Man, specifically a video about 3 vegetables to boost energy and vitality. The host is Dr. Senior Man, apparently a men's health specialist, 30 years of experience. And our mission really is to unpack this, pretty surprising claim he makes. He suggests that maybe feeling less energetic or driven after 60 isn't just about getting older. It could be, he says, about missing certain vegetables from your diet, common ones too. He claims just 3 vegetables can boost hormones, improve circulation, restore stamina, potentially making you feel, and this is a quote, more youthful, robust, and alive in just 7 days.
That is quite a claim. And what's interesting, I think, is the focus. It's not on, complicated treatments. It points towards things that are already in most kitchens, doesn't it? The simple, natural stuff. It suggests you can really influence blood flow, hormones, energy, just with basic dietary tweaks.
Yeah. Exactly. So if we want to maybe not turn back the clock entirely, but definitely boost the engine, where does Dr. Senior Man say to start? He calls circulation the cornerstone of all male vigor after 60. So what's vegetable number 1 for that?
Okay, so for circulation, his pick is beets. And the reason, the source describes them as one of nature's really strong sources of nitric oxide. Basically, your body takes the natural nitrates in the beets and converts them into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, it helps widen blood vessels.
Okay.
Think of it like opening up the highways in your body, right? Better circulation, head to toe. And according to him, this better flow can, lessen strain on the heart, get more oxygen to your muscles, and he even mentions improving effectiveness in the bedroom.
Right. He doesn't shy away from that. He even mentions some doctors apparently call beets nature's Viagra. And there's that story he tells about Gerald, a 64-year-old patient. Gerald felt like his fire seems to have extinguished. That's the quote. So instead of prescribing something, Dr. Senior Man suggested something simple. A small glass of beetroot juice, or maybe have a cup of cooked beets daily for just a week.
Just a week? And what happened?
Well, Gerald came back 2 weeks later, apparently all smiles, and his wife had apparently told him, go thank the doctor.
Wow. That's quite an anecdote. And Dr. Senior Man, he does mention studies backing this up. He cites research suggesting beets, especially for men over 60, can boost vascular health, lower blood pressure, increase stamina. And it's not presented as, changing your entire life, just this one simple daily thing.
Yeah, one addition. And what does that mean for you, the listener? The source really emphasizes it's not just about feeling a bit better. It's about living better. Maybe climbing stairs feels easier. Holding your partner's hand feels, more connected because you feel better overall. You're not just dragging yourself through the day. It's about getting some strength back, feeling more in charge.
Okay, so blood flow, that's the foundation, beets. What about the internal chemistry? Hormones, specifically testosterone. The source links its decline after 60 to less vigor, drive, desire. The usual suspects.
Yeah.
What's the vegetable solution for that?
For that, he points to spinach.
Yeah.
And what's interesting here, again, is the approach. It's not about hormone replacement therapy or what he calls bodybuilder testosterone. No, it's about naturally helping your body optimize its own levels. Spinach is highlighted because it's packed with magnesium, and magnesium is described as essential for unlocking testosterone. It helps convert bound testosterone into free testosterone.
Okay, the usable kind. Exactly, the form your body can actually use. And the idea is, this natural boost can improve mood, energy, focus, just a better sense of self, really.
And it's not just magnesium, is it? Dr. Senior Man also notes spinach has folate, good for blood, nerves, plus those plant nitrates again, like beets, helping circulation. And he mentions support for the prostate too, which is obviously related to male hormones. There's another story about Martin, 68 years old. Felt like he was fading, exhausted right when he woke up.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And the suggestion, just 1 cup of boiled spinach a day, simple, in a smoothie, eggs, whatever.
And Martin was skeptical at first, right? That comes across. But he comes back 3 weeks later, and Dr. Senior Man describes him as having more acute eyes, standing taller, walking more, sleeping better, even apparently flirting with his wife again.
Oh.
And again, it's framed not as magic, but just giving the body the resources it was missing. It really pushes back against that idea that feeling tired and worn down is just inevitable as you age. It suggests natural support can make a difference.
Okay, so we have beets for circulation, spinach for hormones, internal systems covered. But what about just daily energy, getting through the day, that external flame he talks about? Strength, mobility, dawn till dusk kind of energy. what's the vegetable for that?
For that sustained energy, he recommends sweet potatoes. Now, this might raise eyebrows for some guys, worried about carbs.
Yeah, carbs often get a bad rap.
Right. But the source clarifies, sweet potatoes are seen as a really potent natural energy source because they have a low glycemic index. So what that means is they release energy slowly and steadily. It's described as no crash or surge, just reliable gasoline for your body, not that quick sugar rush and then crash.
It's steady fuel.
Steady fuel, plus they're full of other good stuff. Potassium, fiber, antioxidants, manganese, vitamin A.
And there's an anecdote for this one too, isn't there? Charles, a 71-year-old retired fireman. His issue was hitting a wall mid-afternoon, just wiped out.
Yeah, perpetual exhaustion by midday.
So Dr. Senior Man suggested just a small roasted sweet potato, maybe with lunch or dinner, even though Charles was apparently hesitant about the carbs.
And the result. 2 weeks later, Charles comes back and says something pretty telling. He wasn't needing those afternoon naps anymore. He was actually back to tinkering, fixing things around the house. And his wife was apparently taken aback by the change in his energy.
That's significant.
It really highlights the point the source makes.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about cutting back, but maybe eating smarter. Giving your brain, your hormones, your muscles the right kind of fuel consistently.
So beets, spinach, sweet potatoes. But Dr. Senior Man says the real power comes when you combine them right. He compares it to repairing an old engine that has many miles left in it.
Yeah.
Tell us about this vegetable protocol he outlines.
Yeah, the vegetable protocol. It's presented as this, pretty straightforward daily plan, no drugs involved. It's all about putting these 3 vegetables together in a specific rhythm. So the idea is start your day with beets. That half cup cooked or small glass of juice, that's to get the circulation primed.
Okay, morning beets?
Then with lunch, a full cup of boiled spinach. That's aimed at rebuilding the hormonal base during the day.
Spinach for lunch, got it.
And then with dinner, half a baked sweet potato for that consistent nourishment through the evening and maybe helping avoid nighttime blood sugar issues.
Interesting timing. He emphasizes that rhythm, how they help each other, and the results. He claims many men feel a difference fast, like in just 7 days. A little more spark behind their eyes, a lighter step, and a clearer head. That's what he says. He even mentions men in their 70s getting back to hiking, gardening, reconnecting intimately.
Yeah, and it's positioned as more than just fighting physical tiredness. It's also about tackling what the source calls the silent dejection, that feeling that maybe decline is just your fate. This protocol seems to offer a route back not just to physical energy, but to feeling more engaged with life, more possibility.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? Dr. Senior Man, with all his experience, puts it quite bluntly, doesn't he? He says, you're not damaged, you're not finished. Your body is still capable of experiencing life. All you need to do is provide the appropriate resources.
That's a really powerful message. I think it shifts the focus. It reinforces that change is possible, whatever your age, just by giving your body the right fuel, natural fuel. And it's not some exotic, hard-to-find superfood. It's beets, spinach, sweet potatoes. Beets for circulation, spinach for hormones, sweet potatoes for that steady energy. Pretty accessible stuff.
Absolutely. But then, Dr. Senior Man leaves us with a real cliffhanger, almost. A provocative thought. He says, okay, this daily vegetable routine, highly effective. But food is only the first step. He claims for truly significant, long-lasting change, you need one more item. Something that isn't in your pantry, isn't in your fridge. And he says once you figure that out, everything else makes sense.
Leaves you wondering, doesn't it?
It really does. What could that one more item be for you? Definitely something to think about as you consider whether these everyday veggies might fit into your own journey.